Hey, what up, y'all? Y'all see what's going on out here? Do you remember the conversation we had about me sitting fat like Kazuya in the Tekken Tag Tournament intro? Yeah, I know I've been living here a while now, y'all, and I still don't have it hooked all the way up. Okay, this is still under construction, so what you see, it may change. Okay, like these, I mean, this is all stuff that I had forever, man. My uncle sold me this bed and dresser set a long time ago. Rest in peace, Uncle Terry, which is my middle name. My middle name is Terry. What's up, y'all? I know y'all ain't seen me in a minute. I figured I'd show y'all on a little, take y'all on a little house tour. Oh, snaps. Look at this. It's falling off the, oh my goodness. This is like that episode with Redman on MTV Cribs. Like, dude, come on, man. This closet, it's a little junky. It's a little junky. Excuse the closet, man. But this is where I got all my kicks. As you can see, it got me a PS5 Pro. That's right. Y'all know what it's about. Y'all know what we doing in here. Yep, that's me and my little mirror. Check this out. Washer dryer in the unit, y'all. I just got done doing laundry. Go ahead, shut up shop. Close up shop. And I'll show y'all. Yeah, like I said, this we need some. It's still under development. This is the living room right here. As you can see, I got the palm tree jumping off. Man, I got this mirror from my brother Miles. He gave me this. So shout out to my brother Miles. And I don't know if y'all can see this. I got one of them neon joints. Nice little neon joints. We got some Tekken Tag music to go with, you know, what we was talking about. Man, I got this beautiful kitchen. You see what God done blessed me with, man. Got a little RTA hat. It's really not that spacious, but I like it for what it is, man. Brought the silver case with me. Shout out Suda 51. Yeah, it really ain't much to see here, but I'm so used to it now. It's not really nothing too crazy. But when the lady took me on the tour, I was like, oh my God. I was like, you know, in my head, I didn't say that out loud. Man, we could really use some food in here, can't we? Let's see what's popping off in the fridge. Okay, got a little bit of ice cream, some chicken, some salmon. But, you know, the real thing is just like looking out at the city, man. Just seeing what the streets of Cleveland got going on. You know, we can kind of zoom in and see what's popping. There's a pool table in one of these buildings. I always look at it. Is that it? No. Yeah, there it is. You see it? See when I zoom in, I can see. So, yeah, I don't know. It's really cool. It's really cool living the city life. It took me a minute to get used to it. All right, so that'll be it for the first part of the video. Now we can sit down and have a little chat. I can kind of tell y'all what's been up. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, that joint's smooth. Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm back. As you can see, I know y'all haven't seen me since I toured this place. Hey, all right, this computer, I don't know why this screen is on. Get this out of here. What the? Sorry about this. Sorry for the disturbance. I don't know what's going on with this computer. I came here to talk to you guys about God, okay? And my lack of faith, my lack of belief in God, or just really not trying to have an understanding of who He is, okay? Because with so many different religions out there, so many different faiths, how do I know that my God is the right God? Well, I was raised in a Christian family, okay, a family of Christians who I would say they did an all right job of following the Christian faith. I just I wasn't convinced it was the right faith from what I saw. So I was kind of just like, eh. And I will tell you the very moment that made me not care to look into Christianity. I asked this, he wasn't a pastor. He must have just been one of the guys that works at the church, like one of the ushers or something. I don't know who this dude was. But I was like, hey, excuse me. I was like, man, because I was really into Asian culture and Asian people and stuff. And I was a little kid, man. I was like 6 or 7. So I said, hey, man. I said, hey, what about all the Chinese people that don't got the word, that don't got the Bibles, or they don't got they don't know? He like, oh yeah, they going to hell. I was like, dude, I'm thinking like as a kid, dude, okay, that's so messed up. Like, you know what? Nope. This is not my God. I don't know who this God is that y'all talking about. Not my God. Like, I decided at that moment, whoever this dude is, that's so unfair. Like, to have Asian people be born over here and not have access to the word, they're all going to hell. You know what? Not my God. Nope, not at all. So, fast forward like 100 years later. I mean, 30, well, no, not 30. I guess 26 years later. Yeah, like way down the line. I was going through a dark period of time, and I always heard people say, pick up a Bible, get in your word. I'm like, okay, mumbo jumbo, blah, blah, blah. Because my whole life I've heard God this, God that, Jesus this, Jesus that, Jesus this, do a prayer. Okay, dude, it's not going to do anything. That's what I'm thinking in my head. Because it's like, I didn't have any understanding of it. So I didn't really care about it, I was very ignorant and just didn't care. Who cares? Look, religion was the last thing I was thinking about. I looked at religion like politics, bro. Like, who really, come on, man. Is anybody really following this stuff? And plus, the world is telling me, like, dude, God, what? I'm into spirituality. I'm into self-discovery. I'm into self. I can be my own God. I can lead myself. I don't need a God to lead me. See? I believe we're all gods of our own. These aren't my beliefs. This is all just telling you how I was thinking before. I was lost. This is what they talk about when they say lost. I was lost. I didn't know where I was going. And with the word of God, I found. Now I'm found. Or I found God. Or he found me. I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess we found each other. Let's say that. But, you think, who is God? And I'm going to tell you, through reading the Old Testament, I got an understanding of who God was. You got to realize something, folks. We don't get to decide who God is. I don't know why I thought this in my head. I thought, I could just make up my own God. I know there's a higher power. And my higher power is fair. Like, there's going to be Chinese people, they're going to be okay. Everybody is going to be okay. Because my God is like, it's loving. He's loving. He makes sure that all the bad people get punished and they go to hell. And all the good people are going to go to heaven. No matter if you're Asian, no matter if you're Indian, no matter if you're African, you're going to heaven if you're a good person. It's as simple as that. Okay, now this is just a made-up religion that I just made up, bro. Do you think I got the power to just make up my own religion and God, I decide who God is? It don't work like that. So if anybody's thinking how I thought, please just get that out of your head. It's twisted. I can't believe I actually thought that. And I used to laugh at my sister because she, at one point, thought she, and I can't say it without laughing. She thought she was a vampire, guys. Okay? She watched the TV show and she said, I'm a vampire. And we were like, okay, that's acceptable. Her parents didn't see a big deal about it. Like, they didn't make a big deal about it. It's crazy, man. It's like, we live in this time of acceptance where everything is acceptable. No, it ain't. I recommend everybody pick up a Bible. Don't even worry. Don't get caught up in what version, okay? I want you guys to read the Old Testament. This is a New Living Translation version. Read the Old Testament. This is a history. This is our history right here, folks. Now, when I initially started reading the Bible, I was looking at it as just a story. I wasn't trying to look at it as, oh, this is history. This is a real thing that happened. It talks about the creation of the earth. It talks about Adam and Eve, the origin of sin. And man, dude, there's something about sin that I just love hearing about it in the Bible because I see it all around us. It's like we're living in a world of it. So I need to know the origin of it. It makes so much sense, man. When you read the Old Testament and you see how, I had this idea that the Bible was full of do-gooders, like people that just did all this good stuff and were good all the time. And as I read the Old Testament, I mean, once you see the fall of Adam, and then you see Cain and Abel, and then you see their descendants and how every single man in the Bible falls short. It's a lot like today. What do you see? We see it all around us. Men just falling short. You know, just as Adam followed Eve, a lot of men follow other women that just lead them to their own destruction. Now, I'm not saying all women are bad for us. There's great women out there. But the men that choose to follow women chase after them. That's where they got it all wrong, guys. I'm following the word. I follow the code, okay? So don't look at me like I'm one of these manosphere guys or whatever. Manosphere guys? Or do they still do the pills? Whatever, man. I'm following the word of God. I follow Jesus Christ. Okay? So I'm moving Christ-like, okay? But I did want to tell y'all something. It was funny because with me having limited knowledge I didn't know anything about Jesus, okay? When I started reading the Bible, I was into the Old Testament. So I'm following the 10 Commandments. And that's all I was concerned about. And I was telling everybody around me, like, yeah, I'm just following the law of God. That's what's important, is following the law of God. I had no mention of Jesus because I didn't know him yet. So I went to church and they were like, if there's anybody who needs to be saved, come up. I was like, hey, Mom, have I ever been baptized? She's like, no. I said, okay, I guess I'm going up here then. So they pulled me to the back. They said, hey, all right, we're happy you're getting baptized. So why are you getting baptized? I was like, it's the thing to do. They say that's how we get saved, right? They're like, nah, not quite. They're like, okay, it's going to be a little minute before we baptize. We want to make sure you get an understanding of why you're getting baptized before we baptize you. So we're going to need you to read John, and we're going to need you to read Romans. Now, the reason that they're having me read John and Romans, because this is the story of Jesus. There's these things called the Gospels that are in the Bible, and these are different stories from different points of view that talk about the life of Jesus and the path that he walked in, all the way up to his sacrifice and his resurrection. So it was pretty embarrassing because once I started reading about Jesus, I realized we aren't under the Old Testament laws, the 10 Commandments, which they're still good that you follow some of the commandments, okay? Except for maybe the sacrifices when you do sins. We don't have to do any more blood sacrifices of sheep. We don't have to do that anymore, folks, okay? We're not in the Old Testament times. Moses' laws, back when Moses was around, he got those 10 Commandments and everyone was following the 10 Commandments. And if they didn't follow them, they were punished by God. So nobody could follow the 10 Commandments except one person, Jesus, who was sent from God. He was here to break the law. He was here to get rid of the 10 Commandments. Okay? Now now that I have an understanding of why Jesus made the sacrifice, it all means so much more. The prayers, the God, the Jesus. Now it all makes sense. Whereas before, all I hear is just people saying God, God this, God that, Jesus this, Jesus that. Oh, I'm going to do a prayer here. And it's like, dude, what are y'all doing? Okay? To a guy that doesn't know God and doesn't know Jesus, you may as well just be speaking a whole nother language. Okay? What are we supposed to take away from Jesus this, Jesus that, God this, God that? What are we supposed to take away from this? Without any knowledge. Okay? This is why I recommend, even if you don't follow this faith, just so you get an understanding of why they're saying Jesus, why they're saying God. Read this story and you'll get a great understanding of, oh, okay. Okay, now I see. To be fair, I don't have any understanding of why people say Allah all the time. I haven't read the Quran. Maybe that's something I'll do later. Right now, I'm so in on Christianity and I'm so in on Jesus. I can't imagine really switching over to another faith, but I would like to get an understanding of other faiths and what they believe. You know, just to know, right? Man, ever since I've been walking this righteous path and trying to follow Christ, it's just my life has gotten so much better. The reason I'm laughing and I'm kind of chuckling because I'm looking back at, like, how did I not see it? Everybody was trying to steer me in this direction, and I never cared to pick up a Bible or try to understand it because I had this, what do they say? Is preconceived notion? Is that what this is? I just already had it made up in my head that I knew what the Bible was, and I'm just not really interested in reading it. Like, I already had my mind made up. Oh, this is just a bunch of good dudes, probably. And then, like, Adam and Eve stuff. Like, Noah's Ark. Yeah, man. Like, some animals on the boat, bro. Like, man, what is this? But when you see how relatable it is, when you start looking at Kings, man, Kings is probably my favorite. Man, that's probably my favorite Old Testament chapters, man, with them Kings 1 and 2, bro. You get to see some of the greatest men that ever lived still fall short. My boy David, you remember David and Goliath? You remember the story? Everybody's heard it. You know, where he takes this guy out with a slingshot and some rocks. Okay. What's so special about that? I mean, okay, the dude Goliath was huge. And the guy, David, had no armor or anything. He went into the battle with a slingshot and some rocks, bro. You will get decimated. Did you see the dude, the Mountain, off of Game of Thrones? Just imagine fighting the Mountain, okay? And you got a slingshot and some rocks. Do you really think you stand a chance, okay? But David put his faith in God. He knew that God had his back. Took the dude out, no problem. Because his faith was so strong in the Lord. But I didn't know the story after that. That wasn't the end of David's story. David became a king, a really great king. Okay? And you're like, man, really? Yeah, David became a king. He was a servant of the other king, Saul, right? And then Saul tried to have him executed, which was like, dang, bro. Now Saul was, I believe he was a good king until he tried to have, he was a good dude. I mean, he was like doing right by God until he tried to get, it's always something that comes into play, bro. It's like these people, you look at them and you're like, man, this guy's really good. But then they do some dirt, you know? No matter how hard they try to do good, you're going to find yourself doing some wrong. That's like an ongoing thing that you see in the Bible, from Adam and Eve all the way to the end. You know, well, I haven't even really made it to the end, so I don't know if I can say that. But you see it with a lot of people in the Bible. It's like they try to do right by God, and they always fall short. Because we can't move. We can't move like Jesus. We can try, though. We can't be perfect like Jesus was, but we damn sure can strive for perfection. And that's what I want to see a lot of us doing out here, man. But nobody's following this word, so nobody really cares to do that. Um, now back to this king. I don't know, man. I love the story of David, man. It's just so cool because he becomes king, right? And he's doing right by God. You know, he's like, everybody loves King David. He's the man. He is the man, the myth, the legend. Like, this boy, man, they still tripping over him taking out Goliath, right? Well, he has sex with, I believe he has sex with someone's wife, right? While he was off fighting. And he knew he might find out. He knew that the guy might find out. So he tried to have the woman executed. Just as Saul tried to have him executed because he feared that he might become king. So it's like, just when you think we got the perfect guy he's a do-gooder, he never does any wrong, you find him fall short. Every time in the Bible, bro, you see it over and over and over. Now, why does this happen? It gives us a reason of why this is happening. If you go back to Adam and Eve and you see the origin of sin, you see this is why the world is still cursed. And it's only getting worse, folks. Look at the world we live in. What you think going on out there? It's just the same thing that was going on back then. BC, this is before Christ. This has been happening a long time, folks. And you think it would get better after Christ. Like, after Christ came here, it did get a little bit better for us. Well, actually, it got a lot of bit better for us because now we can be saved. We can be saved from this, from the evil of the world. Whereas before, you would try to follow these 10 commandments and you wouldn't be able to really follow them good enough. So there was no guarantee that you were going to be saved. And even if you were saved, you weren't truly going to heaven. I don't really know for sure where you were going. Someone says it was in Abraham's bosom. So I don't know exactly what that means. But that ain't heaven, bro. Okay? When Jesus came, he made it so we all could go to heaven. Because I want to tell you guys something else. Because I didn't know this. I didn't know any of this stuff. But Jesus was talking to the Jews, the people of Jerusalem. Okay? He was saving them. Those are the chosen people. Okay? Nobody else. All right? So, well, I'm under the belief that it was no one else he was talking to. But once Jesus resurrected, some things changed. Okay? Apostle Paul the Apostle, Romans. Yep, Romans. We are saved by faith now. Okay, so faith in Christ and what he did for us is what saves us, not following the 10 Commandments. That was the reason for Jesus' sacrifice, is to save us all from a world of sin. So that's not limited to the people of Jerusalem anymore. It goes for Gentiles, which are the outsiders, all of us outsiders. We have faith in Jesus, we are saved. Now, you can look at this like, okay, well, that's unfair. Okay. Maybe to you it is unfair. Okay. But are you going to follow it or are you not going to? Okay, it's not fair, so I don't want to follow it. All right, well, do you think we get any say-so in how God operates? That's the funny part, is because I thought that for a long time. I'm like, yeah, we decide what God is. We decide what. That's crazy talk to me. I mean, I'm looking at it like, that's kind of nuts. You think you make up who God is? You think you decide what happens in the afterlife? Yeah, I think I'm going to be reincarnated as a frog. I think we get a choice. Okay, you can think whatever you want. But the word tells us otherwise. So, I don't know, man. I just wanted to give y'all like a brief summary of what's been going on with me in this faith journey. Just know I'm moving like Christ. I've always kind of had something in my heart that kept me from really doing too much crazy out there in the streets. But now I'm doing even better that I'm following Christ. So I recommend we all follow Christ. But don't take it from me. Pick up a Bible and you tell me what you think. Let's have a discussion. And also, I want to know, are there any followers of any different faiths in here? Maybe y'all can help me get an understanding of your faith and tell me why Christianity ain't the answer. Leave it in the comments. All right, y'all, I'm out of here. I know I've been rambling for a minute. But yeah, I've been wanting to do this video for a long time, but I've been tired. Well, actually, I'm tired now. That's why I don't think this video turned out as good as it would have had I been, freshly awoken from my slumber. So, y'all be easy out there, okay? God bless. Peace out.